Now, I can't be too loud while I'm talking about this movie because people are sleeping right now. But this movie is X-Men Days of Future Past, and it's officially the start of Season 3. This movie stars Nicholas Hoult, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, Jennifer Lawrence, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, one of the Ashmore twins, and that guy, and Hugh Jackman, the face of Marvel pre-MCU. James McAvoy acts young Professor X. Patrick Stewart acts old Professor X. Michael Fassbender acts young Magneto, while Ian McKellen acts old Magneto. Wolverine doesn't age. Nicholas Hoult takes on Beast, and Jennifer Lawrence takes on Mystique. This movie starts in a kind of dystopic future where these Sentinels have taken over, and these guys send Wolverine into the past to visit these guys to say, hey, you need to help history, basically. And I mean, this is a great movie. This movie takes place in 1973, mostly. Briefly, in either the 2020s or 2030s, for the dystopic future part. Hence the name of the movie, Days of Future Past. Future became past. I think the year was 2023 that this movie started in, because, yes, it was. This movie came out in 2014, I would say. And it's one of the good X-Men movies. That's why I chose it for. And yes, it is the second of yet another trilogy of X-Men movies. Don't worry, in this trilogy of X-Men movies, Magneto is still a Holocaust survivor. Professor X is still in charge of the school. And then Magneto is not sure of himself yet. Nicholas Hoult as Beast, following Kelsey Grammer's performance in The Last Stand. Ridiculously good. And Mystique, Jennifer Lawrence taking on Mystique was a whole new animal. This was shortly after Les Miserables came out that Hugh Jackman donned the role of Wolverine once again for this movie. He was also pretty jacked as Valjean. I mean, he gets to act alongside two of the greatest actors. I mean, these guys are young, but these guys are great because they're in Lord of the Rings and Star Trek. Though Michael Fassbender is in a movie on Netflix called The Killer. James McAvoy is, oddly enough, in Narnia. And I only know him from the X-Men series, really. I don't know anything else that 5'7" actor is in. Striking resemblance to Ewan McGregor. Though, why didn't they just ask McGregor to do this movie? To do these 3 movies? Because, I mean, yes, the dynamic between these two is great. Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. But Ewan McGregor is closer to Patrick Stewart's height. I mean, yes, you are sitting in a wheelchair the whole time. As Professor X, the telekinetic being. I can't get that bullet sequence out of my mind in this movie for whatever reason. The slow-mo bullet sequence. The aspect of time travel, too. I mean, you rarely get a superhero movie that takes the hero back in time, like Back to the Future or Avengers Endgame, for that matter. This guy is Quicksilver, if you didn't know. Quicksilver shows up briefly in WandaVision, but we don't care about WandaVision. We're not reviewing TV shows. Now, this movie is rated PG-13 for basically all the stuff the other X-Men movies are rated PG-13 for. And yes, you see Hugh Jackman and Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart on the back. And then you see Jennifer Lawrence, Michael Fassbender, and James McAvoy on the other side. And yes, I'm going to talk about the music of this movie. The music of this movie is by John Ottman, who had done work on X2, because this film was directed by Bryan Singer. he works a lot with Bryan Singer. I think he's done every one of his movies with him. John Ottman is a great composer. He did good work on Superman Returns, and why do directors, Spielberg and Williams, yes, they've been together a while. Sean Ottman and Bryan Singer have also been together a while. Hans Zimmer has been with quite a few other directors. James Horner was with quite a few directors in his short time. James Horner did a lot with James Cameron in his time, though. James Cameron was a good director. I've talked about Titanic on this channel before already. You should go view that video. Season 1 hasn't gotten as many views as Season 2. I'm down in the water with The Patriot and the Snyder Cut. You got to go visit Season 1, the old videos. Now I'm just ranting on about you guys not watching my videos from Season 1 all the way to Season 3. And yes, Monty Python's is Sideways. 'Cause I thought that would be funny. Well, and I didn't want to re-record the video. That wraps it up for Season 3, Episode 1.